God.
And taking us offline.
And we're done. That's a
Oh
wrap.
my
Good
God.
job, everybody.
Yeah.
Great show,
My
everyone.
favorite
I'll be
part
at the-
was when
I'll be at
Steve
the
was
craft
here.
services table.
So
Yeah, if anybody has not started recording, now is a great time to do that.
You want
Yeah,
to refresh on the
It's
recording?
not started. No, it's fine.
no, I've been rolling for 20 minutes here.
If you're
It's
still
all good.
if you're still recording, that's great. That tape goes into the archives. Someday it probably gets subpoenaed or something. I don't really know.
Yeah. We do discuss most of this is basically Dungeons and Dragons and light felony talk is what we're doing here on Total Party Kill. So, no crimes
Hi,
against
FBI.
people. Yeah, strictly against property.
Crimes are
Thank you.
wasted.
I tweeted a thing. If you want to be able to retweet a thing to your people on the tweet, or yes,
That was a sentence.
Wow.
this
is
is all
going great.
auspicious. I'm going to talk for several more hours today. It's going to be great. Here is our plan.
People on tweets.
Us.
Dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba.
We are starting a new adventure today. We've got a new group of players. We're going to play an hour of Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to take a break. Then we'll play another hours of Dungeons and Dragons. And that's our plan unless technical difficulties arise. Yeah. Dan, what else should I be saying?
That's it.
You might apologize in advance. I don't know.
I drank a can of Coca-Cola Zero Vanilla really fast. I see no way that this will be a problem.
I thought you were going to say, I can't see anymore.
Yeah, I can see, but you guys are all moving really slow. What is that? Should I start a thing? Is there any reason not to start the thing?
No.
Go for it.
If everybody's recording, then
Start
we're
the
all good.
thing.
Recording.
There's a bird that's frustrated. All right.
Recording.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's time to Dungeon and or Dragon. It's me, your Dungeon Master, Tony Sindelar, and today we are doing something special, something we only do, I don't know, every couple of months. We are starting a new adventure with some new players. We've got some returning familiar faces with new characters and some brand new faces to Total Party Kill here to delight you, amuse you, and frustrate me. First up, let me introduce our players. They will introduce their characters, and then we'll get this adventure going. Pardon me while I scramble to find my list of who's on this call. First up, brand new to Total Party Kill, I think his inaugural appearance on the Incomparable Network, but someone I have played a lot of Dungeons & Dragons with in person back when that was not a crime. It's Will Wagner.
Hello, I am playing Not a Dragon, the Dragonborn Warlock.
Thank you, Will. Welcome. Next up, she's a returning face on Total Party Kill, but she brings to us a new character today. It's Kathy Campbell.
Hello, I am playing Keeloth, a tiefling paladin who really likes the color pink.
Awesome. Another newcomer, I think, to Total Party Kill. She has played the some of our Star Trek adventures, which are like Total Party Kill random track crossover. But certainly, first mini adventure appearance. It's Jean Grey. Oh, sorry, not Jean Grey.
The X-Men! The X-Men are here.
I really want to say Grey every time I say. Also, your character name has the word Grey in it. I'm gonna try that again. We'll fix it all in editing. Our next nope, that's not how we do things. Next up, it's Jean McDonald. Hi, Jean.
Hey, Tony. Thanks for having me. Thanks everybody for being here for this is my inaugural game of Dungeons and Dragons proper, and I only succeeded in Star Trek because Dan was my superior officer and he got killed.
I want to know about these improper Dungeons and Dragons games that happened in the past. But no time for that now.
Yes, and
next
I'm playing,
up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. No,
I'm
go for
playing,
it.
my character is Gwirin Jawan, and she is a human bard.
Excellent. Always have more bards on this adventure. Definitely not a favorite, right? Returning to Total Party Kill, you met her back in the UK TPK adventure. It's Tiff Armette. Hi, Tiff.
Hi, I'm back, and you ought to know I'm playing Alon S. Morset, a elf ranger.
Excellent.
Well, what do you really want?
And you just heard his voice returning to us with a familiar character. It's Steve Lutz.
Hey, Tony, how's it going? I am
It's
playing.
okay.
What's going on? I'm playing Dindio Fart Rabbi.
That's not your character's name.
What?
That's not your
Oh,
character.
sorry. Diendo Fat Rabbit, a
Yes.
Ghostwise halfling and also a monk.
Mhm.
You'll be excited to learn that in between sessions, Diendo has gone from level 2 to level 3, and most importantly, become proficient in the pan flute. So
Oh, yes.
Uh-oh.
We've got a bard and a half.
All right. The wisest of ghost halflings. Got it. Okay. Those are our adventurers. Assisting me as assistant to the regional dungeon master today will, as often, be Dan Morin, who will be reminding me how Dungeons and Dragons work. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Tony. I've brought a pan flute to play for Steve's character, so we're ready to go.
Dan, that's just a pan. Put it down.
I guess I'll throw out this one I've been whittling.
All right.
Okay.
I want to clarify the amount of pan flute in the thing.
Referencing knowledge. Okay. Today we are starting up the 9th adventure in the Fantastic Adventures PDF as put out by Sly Flourish. Again, this is a set of adventures. It costs $15 for 10 adventures. I don't remember the last time that $15 kept me so busy. But here we are, hours and hours of joy, something. Hey, it kept me off the streets. That's what we're saying here. So let me start off today. Today we will be playing the Cult of Dusk. That's Dusk. I definitely wrote several places when I was recruiting people for this adventure. Dust, D-U-S-T. That is wrong. I was misinformed. It is the Cult of Dusk. And I think I fixed it everywhere in my notes. So I'm probably only going to say that wrong like 2 more times. Dusk. All
Solid.
right. Yes. So our adventure takes place today in the town of Whitesparrow, as all of our mini adventures have done so. Some of you are perhaps experienced in navigating the town of Whitesparrow. Diendo, you've been here honestly too often. Some of you may have been here for a couple days passing through. Whitesparrow is basically the main human settlement in this valley. It's kind of a place where here in the wilderness, adventurers, pass through when they want to get a hot meal and sleep with a roof over their head before heading on to their next adventure. And there are many exciting things to be found in and around Whitesparrow. It seems like just a place that is for a quiet, sleepy town. Trouble is always happening. So I'm just going to check in with our adventures. Diendo, how long have you been in Whitesparrow on this trip?
Feels like a lifetime. I don't know. I've been traveling for a long time, but I stopped in here and there's a lot of interesting things going on. So I decided to stick around for a while. I've been here, I don't know, a couple of weeks, maybe a month.
Yeah.
And no one has explained this gigantic hand growing out of the town.
It is, of course, important to know for those of you who are new to Whitesparrow, the major landmark in Whitesparrow is a giant 6-fingered stone hand erupting out of the earth. It's been there a long time. It predates the town itself. Looking at it for too long makes your head hurts. There's no way we have not covered all of the hand jokes already on the 9 previous adventures to this.
That's not going to stop us.
Not going to stop you from making them again. That's just how this adventure works. Not a dragon. How have you been?
I live in a cave in the woods, and only come to town when I get a vision of a magic sword that tells me to do something.
And so that happened recently?
Yes.
Okay. And what did that sword tell you to do?
To go check out the hand.
Okay. So Not a Dragon recently arrived in town. Sounds like you're not really much of a people person because you're a dragon person.
Not a dragon.
But he is a dragon person. Not a dragon, but a dragon person.
So you perhaps recently arrived in Whitesparrow. Maybe not your element. Prefer caves.
Caves, yeah.
Yeah. Not places with lots of humans. They're filthy houses. Got it.
And hands. Yeah.
Yeah, and hands. Alan, how are you?
Oh, Alon.
Alan, how are you?
That's the one you messed up.
I'm new to town, so I understand, not being known very well. I'm getting some side eyes. No one's ever seen me here before. I've never seen anyone else here before.
Hey, who's the new guy?
Yeah, it's a little ironic.
All right, got that.
I also like that you set that up like you were about to perform a magic trick. I've never met any of you before.
Yeah.
Nothing up my sleeve.
You probably found really the only place to hang out in the town of Whitesparrow is the Ever Shady Tavern, built in the shadow of the hand. It's basically the only You know, it's the only place that you can get food and drink in Whitesparrow. It's a small town, home to simple people who just seem to have just a real bad string of luck recently. Kalof, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I traveled to Whitesparrow because I heard that everyone needed a little bit more sparkle and happiness in Whitesparrow. There's been some bad things happening, so I'm here to spread some joy and hit things.
Excellent. Good combination. Gwyvern, did I say that anywhere near right?
Gwyrvin.
Gwyrvin.
Gwyrvin?
Gwyrvin.
Maybe we should practice
Gwyrvin.
this a little bit.
Gwyrvin.
Gwyrvin.
I
Gwyrvin.
don't know.
Gwyrvin.
Hey, Vin.
It's okay.
Hey, Vin.
It's
Ooh,
How you
Vinny.
doing?
I'm new to Whitesparrow. I am sort of itinerant road tripping, musically oriented bard who is just fond of discovering new places and meeting new people. And I heard that there was competitive karaoke in that tavern, and that's how I make my living.
Excellent. You're looking to hustle some karaoke. Excellent. All right, so it's just another quiet day in Whitesparrow. You're all doing whatever things you need to do, staring at a hand, enjoying a meal in the pub, buying odds and ends at the various shops. Just taking care of business, getting your chores done. When things suddenly change, the sky was clear only moments before, and a sudden wind rips through the sleepy town of Whitesparrow, smashing shutters against walls and sending clouds of dust roiling through the streets. A number of robed and hooded figures step forth from the darkness, walking into the center of the town. The figure in the lead draws a large scroll from a leather bag at his side and unfurls it. His voice seems to carry magically on the wind as he whispers dark words, and suddenly bolts of violet lightning crash down from the sky. Poor Eldith, the butcher's assistant, is the first to be struck. Screaming, he falls to the ground, smoke rising from his body. More bolts course downward as the hooded figures continue chanting, and the townspeople of Whitesparrow panic. I'm going to suggest that you roll initiative because I've already rolled initiative for these people.
Yeah. It's always a
Fine.
good sign.
So if this is your first time rolling initiative, you roll a d20
Yes.
and you add, there's something listed as initiative towards the top of your character
Yes.
sheet. Add that bonus to it
Ooh,
and give us that number.
Yep.
Get a
8.
12.
All right. Cool. 8.
You should actually be able to insert the number
12.
that you get into the turn order on the left.
Yep.
That'll work too.
Let's see. Am I missing someone? Yeah, I didn't put Keloff in the order.
Nope, Keloth's already
All
there,
right.
Tony. You now have 2
Oh.
Keloths.
There. Yeah.
Great. All right. Who am
I
I
had a nice
missing?
rice
Deandra?
kilof the other day. It was
Ooh.
quite nice.
Deandra, you got a number for us?
Yeah, it's an 11. I think I put it in there, but it disappeared. There it goes.
All right. Okay. I'm going to sort you in descending initiative order. So let's talk. This is a little unusual for mini adventures. We're jumping right into battle, but things are going great today. Our initiative order is going to be, first up is Theron, the leader of the cultists. Theron will be voiced by, please welcome to the podcast, the only person who was available, Dan Morin.
I'm sorry, I'm not available.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Nice to meet you. I'm not a dragon.
Next up is Not a Dragon, followed by Keloth, followed by Diendo, followed by Elaine. How do I say it?
Alon.
Alon.
Tiff,
A
there's
lot.
going to be a lot of this. He's
Just
not
call
doing
her
it on purpose.
Alanis.
I want you to know he's not doing it on purpose.
I'm bad at a lot of things, Tiff, and this is pretty high up on the list. All right. And after Alon is Gwyrvin.
Got it.
And finally, my other cultists who are followers of Theron rolled the lowest. So let's see here. I'm just making sure I've got. Let's see. So Dan, do you want to control Theron, and I will control the other cultists?
Lon, are you on the roof
Yep.
of the nearby
That
tavern?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
where
I
she hangs out. There's a
Okay,
nice
I'm
roof.
standing
There's,
on a table. So
there's a
it seems-
rooftop patio.
I don't like to be seen right away. Just
All right.
a little snipe action.
You can I have played this map is not a complete battle map, so you can do a little bit of theater of the mind of where you are relative to these
Theater of the mind.
cultists who are murdering people in the in the center of Whitesparrow Town.
We have them
Um,
lights crossbow.
all right, Dan.
All
Theron
right.
is first.
Uh,
So Theron is reading from a scroll, and bad things are happening.
I hate this town. I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to burn it to the ground, and I'm going to use these eldritch powers to do that. So he is continuing to call down some lightning on people.
Yep.
And let's see here. That's going to look a little bit like this spell. All right.
It looks like, Dan, actually, somewhat confusingly, Theron is basically conducting a ritual,
Yes.
and stuff is going to happen on other people's turn.
Okay.
Yep.
3 times per round. I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
You got that?
Okay.
All
So
right.
he's muttering, but his angry words are again kind of caught on the wind as the rest of you are watching this storm progress. And Tony, I think I still need permission on Theron's token.
You got it.
Thank you.
All right. So 3 cultists, 1 clear leader holding a scroll, muttering. The other cultists are holding kind of wicked-looking knives and looking around for, they just have that we want to stab somebody look in their eyes. You've seen it all before. Not a dragon. You are up next.
Right. I am way over here.
You can decide wherever you are on the map,
All right.
and we're not worried about scale for this map.
Gotcha. Let's say I'm over here.
All right. So you were just peacefully staring at the hand.
Staring up at the hand.
And suddenly people are screaming, and you turn around. At least one person has been murdered, really interrupting just some quality hand time.
So Not a Dragon is a pretty pragmatic guy and can clearly see who is in charge of this crew here and is going to cast Eldritch Blast at him.
Wow. Just opening up with magical fire right in the middle of town.
I mean, they started it.
That's the spirit. That's classic legal defense.
I rolled a 20 to attack.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure that's going to hit Theron.
It's not good.
Yeah. So you mutter some words, and Eldritch Blast scorches out and hits Theron the cultist right in his chest. Just trying to conduct peaceful ritual where he murders some people. Just his performing his religion. Yep. You want to roll us some damage there, Not a Dragon?
7 force damage.
All right, I'll note that.
Ow, man, that hurt. Are you done with your turn, perchance?
Yep, that's it.
At the end of your turn, now Theron, upset that you have blasted him eldritchly, he'll sort of like put a hand up in the air and then point it down and say like, "The Cult of Dusk will exact retribution on you." And a bolt basically flies out of the clouds down toward you, and you will need to make a dexterity saving throw.
21.
Did you say 21?
21.
A bolt of dark energy strikes the ground next to you, but you are unscathed.
Not a Dragon cackles.
Oh no!
Oh, that kind of Not a Dragon. I see how it is.
All right. Next up in our order, Kalof.
So Keeloth runs towards Theron, screaming, "Hey, that's not very nice!"
All right, so you run in the direction. It seems like the other 2 cultists, the so far unnamed cultists, probably between you and Theron.
Oh, okay. Well, can they be put in a place so I could see where? Like, are they? Oh, this is.
Yeah, Theron
Okay.
is this guy in the back here.
Yes, the name is below
Uh,
the picture.
How's
Just
that?
so
Yep.
y'all know, much
Yep.
better. Okay, perfect. Then I'm going after this person, screaming, "Hey, that's not very nice."
All right, you run up. There's a strange figure there. It looks like you get a quick look on his face. He's got wild eyes. Look like kind of a shaved head under the robes of his hood, and he's holding just a weird, twisted looking knife. And he scowls at you. And there's a lot of like spit on his lips.
Ooh, do you need a napkin? Here, let me take care of you first, and then we'll wipe off your face. She is going to swing her longsword. 18 plus 4 is 22.
All right, you cleave right into the side of that cultist, a vicious blow.
8, 5 points of damage.
Oh, the cultist is grabbing his side as you have just delivered a very devastating blow. A decent amount of stuff that should be inside the cultist is now outside of the cultist. His robes are ruined. This is not a good scene for the cultist.
Is there still something on my face?
Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
And that is, I think, all that I'm able to do.
All right. At the end of your, if you're all set, at the end of your turn, I
Yes.
think Theron's going to do something.
Theron, once again, seeing you cleave into his friend, associate, colleague, says,
Coworker.
Coworker.
I'm not very nice. This town isn't very nice. You don't have no idea how they treated me. You will pay for this. And once again, he reaches up and then points a finger at you, and a bolt of energy shoots forth from the cloud. Make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. I rolled a 3.
A bolt of necrotic energy hits you for 5 points of damage. You feel
Yay!
not great. And he throws back his head and tries to do his best version of a evil laugh. It's middling.
It's not
at
very
best.
convincing. Yeah. 6. You know.
It's not.
All right. Diendo.
Diendo was hanging around at the base of this building, looking up at the weirdo that's on top of the building, trying to figure out what was going on, when suddenly lightning struck.
He had an idea?
No, that never happened. It looks to me as though the idea here is that these two other cultists are sort of blocking the route to Theron.
Seems like it.
All right. Diendo also appears slightly inebriated, which is
Okay.
What's
not
new?
that unusual, to be honest. But
What
he
time
says,
is it?
"Hey, you can't just go around zapping people." And he starts heading towards the cultists, sort of swaying a little bit. Runs around the fence, and he tries to stick his spear into the already somewhat messed up cultist.
Okay.
And that, nice, is a 20 versus AC. I guess that's all there is in this.
That is pretty unnecessary for a junior cultist. Yep.
Oh, and that does 9 damage.
Oh, you take your spear and deftly, even though you're through your slightly inebriated state, jam your spear right into the cultist's throat, and he just collapses backward in a spout of blood.
Seriously, is it gone?
Cool.
Theron is not pleased by this situation.
Oh, I'm
He
not
came
done.
here.
My turn's not
Oh.
over.
All right.
He's
Continue.
displeased as a free action.
He can be. Yeah, he can be. You can further displease him, I'm sure.
So it looks as though this guy's out of the way.
Mhm.
So I believe I can, with the remainder of my move, sort of drunkenly tilt over to the side here and around to the backside of this other cultist
I think so. You're a
And
monk.
take-
You're pretty nimble.
and take a couple of punches with my flurry of blows.
You're gonna punch him, but he's
Yeah.
just here to,
I'm not just going to
doing a
punch
little
him.
light cult business.
I'm going to
Yeah.
punch his butt, and I'm going to do it twice.
Oh boy.
All right, flurry of blows. Oh, 2 15s. That's nice with a +5, so 2 20s.
Wow.
Definitely hit.
And the first one's 4 + 3 is 7.
7 damage.
And the second one is 5 damage for 12 damage.
Ooh. Oh wait, no, I did the 7 already, so I'm doing 5. Got it. Okay.
12 bludgeoning damage. And
Our
weirdly, as he sort of drunkenly falls to the side, he somehow manages to disengage from Theron and the other guy.
Mm.
And he takes a couple of, well, I'm kind of out of moves, so I guess I can't do that. Never mind. Skip that because I think I
Okay.
used up all my move at this point. So I'm just wedged between the cultist, the junior cultist, and the senior cultist.
Mm.
Your cultist middle management.
Yeah, Theron is not looking quite unwell. He's all sweaty and he's been pummeled. He's taken an eldritch blast to the chest. He is. This is not how he expected things to go.
I hate this town. It's the worst.
And I suspect he's going to try and
yes, he
drop a bolt on
he
Diendo.
points a finger at Diendo. It's a little shakier than it was before, and said, "Take this!" And he summons a bolt of energy that lances from the clouds down at you. Make a dexterity saving throw, Diendo.
I did, and it's but a 5.
Alas, a bolt of necrotic energy hits you also for 5 damage.
Who?
They'll all pay! All of them! That guy, and her, and that one over there. I don't know their names, but they'll pay!
Pointing at us when he says that, or just
I mean,
like
it's random people kind of running by
Everybody.
screaming.
Yeah.
Now over in the, yeah, they'll pay.
Alon, you are next.
So I've been watching all of this go
Mhm.
down from the roof, and I have a really great vantage point. Also being an elf, I'm kind of awesome at that stuff. So
Yep.
I've been noticing the arm he's been using to kind of like curse people, and so
Yeah.
I'm lining up the sights of my crossbow. And what I really want to do is I want to pin his arm to the building he's next to, and stop him.
Mhm.
So not like completely damage him, but really good shooting right there. And
Okay.
so I'm going to use my crossbow from my vantage point up on the roof. And I do have a D&D question. The hit/DC points in underneath the crossbow, how is that different from the damage roll?
Let me
Add
look
that
at
to your
really quick.
hit roll.
So I have
Yeah.
like a 7.
That's your
in there,
bonus to
and then
hit.
it also has a damage roll,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So first you roll a d20 to hit, add that bonus, and we tell
Wow,
you.
you're really good with a crossbow.
It says damage 1d8 plus 3.
Yep. So that's what you'll roll for damage if you hit, which probably you will, because wow, +7. You are good with a
Wow,
crossbow.
for level 2 character.
So that's
Yeah.
so I roll the d20 first, and then I roll the damage dice.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
You got it.
Let's hope this works out because I'm really braggy with my crossbow.
Yep.
I believe in you.
All right, so that is 11 plus 7.
Is
18, and that will do it.
18. Yeah. Oh, your bolt whizzes across the street. I don't think Theron or the cultists even realized there were people up on the roof. That's weird. And it catches him in his arm, his good arm, his cursing arm, and he screams. And you're gonna do some damage.
And my damage is 6 plus 3, so 9.
Oh, that is not good for Theron. He is bleeding pretty profusely from his arm.
That's my favorite arm.
Yeah, he basically you do pin him to the wall, and he like tears his arm off, which was not a good idea. Really not a good idea.
I was I took a moment to look really smug, and now I'm kind of horrified.
Well, yeah, I mean, let me say what you did worked perfectly. And his arm, I mean, he is not going to make it as a pitcher in any league. It's clear.
I knew I
don't
should have
know.
been
I don't know.
ambidextrous.
Yeah. So, Alon, anything else?
No. I just I yell from the top of the roof. You ought to know.
Yeah.
Get down from that roof. That's not fair.
All right. I believe that Theron is not able to call down more lightning for a bit. Is that correct, Dan?
That's correct.
All right.
I took his lightning arm.
It's gonna need a
I think
minute.
he's
It's gonna need a minute.
He's gonna need a minute. He's gonna recollect his thoughts. Well, I don't know. I'm not buying heavily into Theron's stock at this point. I'm saying, because things are not good for him. Gwirvin, you are around the corner here in Whitesparrow. You've seen this fight break out. There's cultists who seem to be, we sometimes have to make snap decisions, but they are wearing robes. They're carrying mean-looking daggers. They are murdering people in the street. Seems like probably the bad guys. You've seen several other perchance possibly noble, or at least
Mhm.
eccentric-looking characters rush in to battle with them, you could join either side here.
Well, I think I don't think I'm going to do a something with any weapons because mine are small, and but I would like to know what they're trying to accomplish here, and I wonder if I could use, like a charm person spell to get the truth out of either they're in pain or unnamed cultist number 2.
I have a
Charm
name.
somebody we've been pummeling.
Yeah, let me
I
remind
haven't
myself how
pummeled
charm.
anybody yet.
Yeah, that's true. How does charm work? Let's see.
I think
I
it's
hate this town, but you I like.
I think it's the challenge with that may be that they are in combat with them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's usually charm. I mean, I think you could try it. It might be harder to accomplish, whereas charm would be really great if you were, say, in conversation with somebody and wanted
Okay.
to
Now, you
persuade
can
them
add
to
advantage
a
on
weapon
save.
and try to do non-lethal damage, so you can just knock
That's
them.
true.
In fact, I would
Yeah, you
recommend
don't.
that others consider doing that so we can figure out what this dude's deal is after we clock him.
Well, I was trying to, and then you murdered the guy that I was like trying
Yeah.
to help
Strong-
and like
strong
clean
advice.
his face and stuff, but that's fine.
Strong
It's
advice
fine.
from Steve, the only one who has murdered someone
Murdered
today.
somebody.
I'm just getting started too, so watch out.
I mean, my other inclination was to have my first aid training kick in and go. Maybe I should help somebody who's already been wounded from the non-cult side.
That's true. I think I will say most of the people are panicking. So I don't think there's anyone. And have any of you taken? Some of you have taken damage, right?
Yeah.
From the,
I'm
I've
bolts
only
of
taken
lightning?
5 points though,
Okay.
out of 20. So I'm
So 5
good
is
right now.
Oh, out of 20. Okay.
Yeah. I'm fine right now. Especially
Okay.
since I assume we'll have plenty of time to rest after
Mhm.
this again. That is a silly assumption that potentially could be flawed, but as of right now, I think
You'll rest when you're dead, man.
All right.
So either way, it's going to happen soon.
That's right.
yeah.
Imminent.
Then then I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
There is no harm in
Because
making
my-
an attack if you want to, but if you don't want to, then
Yeah.
there are some other. You might try to
I
engage,
don't feel-
persuade
yeah.
them, or trick them, or something like that.
Yeah.
Intimidate them into standing down.
So I could persuade them. Like I don't need a spell to persuade them.
You could try to engage them in conversation and persuade them to do something, to
Okay.
take a course of action. It may not work, obviously, because since they seem
Right.
very hell bent on doing some destruction here, but it's certainly, you might learn more, or it might convince them to do something.
And their turn is next in the order, so we'll find out pretty quickly whether it worked or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have to have 3 other people punch them before we find out whether your persuasion was effective.
All right. Well, then I think I would like to try accosting the unharmed cultist, unnamed cultist, and
Mhm.
ask what's the deal.
Okay.
And so I'm going to move my character over there
Yep.
and say, do I have to roll anything to make this happen, or I just talk?
If you want to do a persuasion, you're going to do a persuasion check. So you're going to roll a d20 and add your persuasion modifier, which I
Okay.
recall you being very good at.
Yes. I have rolled a 10 and my modifier is a 5, so 15.
15 is pretty good. Tell me a little bit about what your persuasion sounds like, what you're trying to persuade this as yet unidentified cultist to do.
I would like to know why they are attacking Whitesparrow, and whether, given their injuries, they might want to go back where they came from.
Okay.
Those are 2 questions.
No, and I mean a persuade, so you can even like you're trying to get them to do something. So it sounded like you were trying to persuade them to leave. You know. So the cultist. Gene, are you all set? That's your turn because the cultists are going to
Yes.
go next. All right. The cultist looks at you and says, "We are the Cult of Dust, and we will show you darkness. We will not leave. We will not be defeated." And the cultist is going to try and stab you, Gene, or
Okay.
Wyvern. I will say that because you did a pretty good job at persuading the cultist, though, cultist a little unsteady on his feet. He's talking a big game, but I don't think he is he doesn't have his he's not completely in it.
Mhm.
So he kind of takes a half step and stabs at you, but he's going to do so with disadvantage because you suggested that he might leave. And I have rolled a 6, which I believe is well below your armor class, but you should
Yes. I have my armor class. I had it. It's 13. So
Yeah. So he like swings in your general direction with a kind of jeweled, curved knife. But it's clear his heart is not in it, given that he just saw his coworker die, and Theron doesn't look like Theron is doing so great. Speaking of Theron, hey Theron, how are
Hey.
things?
My arm really hurts. It's got a big hole in
Or
it.
does the shoulder hurt, not the arm? Because
yes,
I think it'd be hard to. Yeah.
Phantom limbs.
Yeah.
There's still some arm there. It's a little more transparent than it was a minute ago. Like, see right through it. It's gonna hurt. Theron starts looking down again, sort of clutching that scroll with his free hand, staring down at it and sort of muttering again. And you see him sort of taking a breath and like just really like, again, he's very sweaty and very anxious and everything. He just starts like muttering to himself again, and his eyes like looking back and forth over the page. And he seems to be concentrating very hard on trying to sort of reestablish his equilibrium. I think that's all he gets to do.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Not a dragon. It's back around to you.
All right. So not a dragon is there's a cultist in the way. So I guess not a dragon has seen this cultist try to stab Gwyrvin and doesn't like that. That's not a nice thing to do. So I'm gonna move up here and take a swing at him with my sword.
Wow. Sword and Eldritch Blast. Very versatile.
I rolled a 7, which is not that threatening.
The cultist darts out of the way, and your sword finds nothing but air.
Oh well.
I don't think. I think Theron he's clutching his sorcering arm with his other arm and trying to like hold it up. And I suspect Theron may not like what's happening. Dan, does Theron want to do something?
Yes, Theron absolutely does want to do something. He is, I think, angriest at Alan, who is taken his arm, his favorite arm. So he's still sort of fixated on her up on the roof, and he's points at her with, but like kind of like holding the arm up with his other arm. It's a little shaky. His aim may not be the greatest, and says like,
Hey.
Yeah. You should come down from there. It's dangerous. And then he bolt shoots down. So Alan, if you want to make a dexterity saving throw.
And you know what? I'm going to say, Alan, I think you should probably even have advantage, seeing as he's been shot in the arm with a crossbow bolt and you're hiding up on a roof. It feels like probably his not his preferred way of murdering people, I think. So
So I rolled a 12 and I have a plus 3. So
There's also a little man right next to him who keeps punching his butt.
Yes.
That's got to be distracting.
It's more annoying than anything. That's enough. You sort of dart out of the way, and clearly his aim was not spot on. A bolt strikes part of the roof, but it's pretty far from where you were standing.
I do a badass backflip like off the roof.
Style points. So yeah.
all right.
Set the building on fire or anything? Or
It's not
like-
fire damage precisely. It seems to be like a dark bolt of energy,
Yeah.
and maybe it leaves like a scorch mark, but it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like it's actual flames.
Yeah. I mean, the building may be smoldering. It is not actively in consumed with
Yeah,
flames.
don't try to claim some sort of insurance damage.
Yeah.
That would be that'd be fraudulent.
Is one of your characters secretly an insurance adjuster?
Dang it.
Mm. Keeloth.
All right. So she, as a free action, I'm gonna pull out a pink handkerchief with like ruffles and lace and wipe off the blood off of the cultist's face now that he feels better. I'm
The
going to
dead cultist's face?
Yes, the dead one.
All right.
I have
making sure.
respect. He had stuff on his face before he died, and the least I could do is clean that off.
Somewhere from beyond. Thank you.
Totally not gonna haunt you. Now you've cleared that debt.
That's the goal. So then she's gonna kind of sidestep to the side of Diendo and non-lethally take the big stabby sword and swipe at Theron.
At Theron.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, the old non-lethal swords.
Yes. You know.
There's a big flat part on a sword.
Yeah.
And whack somebody pretty hard with.
Yeah. Or like not kill him all the way.
Just mostly dead.
Not all
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
But I only rolled a 13, so maybe not.
13 is Theron's armor class.
Yep.
Oh.
Not good for Theron.
Well, and I rolled an 8 plus 2 on damage, so that's 10.
So I think
Non-lethal.
the flat of your sword catches Theron in the head, and his eyes do kind of like a rolling around thing, and then he does one of these and like falls over to the ground.
I love it.
So Theron collapses to the ground. The scroll he was holding that he had kind of tucked under his arm at this point, given his whole arm situation, continues to kind of glow, and his arm is still crackling with energy. And in fact, I think another lightning bolt is going to thunder down in the direction of Keeloth.
Dang it.
So roll a dexterity saving throw.
Do better than a 2. Well, a 7, so I got an 8.
Yeah, you're going to take some damage, 6 points of necrotic damage.
Ouch.
The bolt hits basically right next to Keeloth and Theron is incinerated.
Dang it!
His last words as he looks up at the person in front of him, he mutters, "Well, isn't this ironic?" And then he's vaporized.
That's not what that means.
It's like lightning bolts on your cult day.
Diendo, it is your turn. Theron is no more. A cultist who we never got to meet the name of was stabbed and murdered by you. There's one remaining cultist who I believe has not actually been hit yet. And he is just, that cultist is kind of whirling around as he realizes that he is all alone. And there's 4 people right next to him and an elven ranger up on the rooftops with a mean-looking crossbow.
Yeah, so I look at the cultist and I say, "I've been thinking of joining a cult. Do you have any pamphlets in this pocket right here?" And I jab my spear into his side.
Is that how you look for pamphlets?
That's how I look for him.
No wonder you don't find them.
It's a 19.
Unnecessary.
And that will do 10 points of damage. I'm sorry, no, that's 8 points of damage.
All right. Was that non-lethal damage or just...
The spear
You like
was...
tickling him with the spear? What's happening?
Which end of the spear was it?
It was the pointy end, actually. I was going to punch him for the rest of it, but maybe that was...
You may have been...
may have hit him a little too hard.
Yeah. That cultist hits the ground like a bag of rocks.
My name was Welma, they say as they collapse. Cannon.
Wilma!
But you never asked.
And suddenly the streets of Whitesparrow are relatively peaceful and quiet. The skies seem to clear very, very quickly. There's no more thunder or lightning. people of Whitesparrow start to peek out of their various windows and doorways at all of you as people try to assess what the heck just happened.
Well, that was weird. Let's go to the pub.
Another dragon leans over to Gwyrvin and says, "Does this sort of thing happen a lot around here?"
Alon makes her way over to the group from behind the building that she, just awesomely jumped off of before. She's like, "Hey, everyone. I mean, what were they talking about? Did they say the Cult of Dust? I couldn't.
That's what I heard. Yeah, dust.
So they have a real branding problem.
I thought he said rust.
Rust? Was it rust? I really thought it was dust.
Something like that.
I don't know. Maybe they have something written on something that we could find.
Diendo reels in the speared cultist and starts looking for actual pamphlets in his robes.
That's not very nice.
All right, give
But
me
he's dead. Who cares?
Give me a quick investigation check, Diendo.
Sure. Ooh, investigation is not my strong suit. That's a 2.
I'm shocked.
All right, you are strangely not finding anything on this cultist, but also, honestly, it's clear to everybody around you you're not great at this.
Is there still a scroll?
I wanted to walk through the crowd and pull my arrow out of the building. And
everyone gives you a really, everyone is like real impressed by you.
You do like a little spin with the arrow as you put it back in your quiver there.
Not a dragon. You asked, is the scroll?
He dropped the scroll. Did that get incinerated too, or is it still there?
It's still there. It's slightly scorched.
I'd like to investigate the scroll.
All right. Why don't you give me a quick
Arcana?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking
You
for.
may have already won.
It's a giant novelty check.
15.
All right, not a dragon. You are
This
looking at
check
this.
could be yours.
You are at least a somewhat experienced sorcerer. Spent a lot of times in caves thinking about magical things. You've seen spell scrolls before. This is not your typical spell scroll. As you are looking at it, you feel like this is like an older form of spellcraft than you have ever seen. And it seems like looking through the runes and kind of sensing the magical energy in the spell scroll, that this particular spell scroll tapped into something that the spell refers to as the plane of shadows. That kind of just, you get a really kind of like dark and ancient vibe from that.
Tired of the MF and shadows on this MF and plane.
Other people want to do things. Kalof, Gwavern, what do you feel like doing as you are surveying the wreckage of this, triple murder committed by you?
I'm gonna pull out my lyre and play a little dirge for the fallen.
Okay,
Nice.
very respectful.
cultists.
Yep.
Could have gone the other way.
Takes out
The real,
pan flute and starts to try to accompany her.
dancing on their graves.
All right, why don't you both roll performance checks?
Not a
Sure.
dragon
Okay.
plays the violin as well, so I'm.
What do
This
I
is
roll?
very
wow.
strange. Are you guys a jam band? You have to tell me if you're a jam band.
That's the law.
I got a 19 on my performance
Ooh.
check.
Wow.
I am the
Wait a
master of the
second.
pan flute.
A haunting melody.
I only got 14.
I got
Zam
12.
you know,
band.
But the people of Whitesparrow are just moved by your performance, and though these cultists have murdered several of theirs, any death is a blow to humanity, and people file
Yes.
past, and
Absolutely.
there's a somber mood in Whitesparrow today. Kalof?
So while the very respectful music is playing, I'm going to investigate. I'm going to roll the investigation, of course, but investigate the cultists, just find out, see if they have any letters from family and friends, any photos, anything, so that I can reach out to families just to make sure that they know that their loved ones have been lost, and
Sure.
as well as any other things that might happen to be discovered.
So you're going to
Give
do
me a
that
quick-
and take all their money.
Yeah,
Well,
give me a quick investigation.
Totally looking
check.
for next of kin information. Just don't mind me. I just got a few coins here.
17.
All right. You rifle through the two lesser cultists. Each of them did have those mean-looking daggers, and as you're inspecting the daggers, they have they're kind of they have jeweled pommels. Each of them has like a little label on them to keep so they wouldn't, get mixed up. And you figure out that the cultists were named Arad and Welma. But those jeweled daggers are probably worth a nice 20 gold pieces each.
Sweet.
Sweet.
So that's what you find on the 2 lesser cultists. Anyone else want to do anything?
Now, are we sure that's not the daggers' names?
Right.
Could be.
No, it says very clearly, this dagger belongs to, and there's a
Yeah,
line,
property.
and then
It's found.
scrawled into it is,
Yeah, if found, please return to Welma.
yeah, CO, Cult of Dusk.
Yes.
It could be a dust. It's unclear. Like the lettering is a little.
Yeah.
It's all smeared.
DU.
God, I wish they would write in cursive.
Yeah. So spooky. Anyone else? So you've looked at Theron's scroll. I don't know if anyone has bothered to search Theron himself. He's pretty scorched
search
at this
Theron.
point.
I'm down
still
for that.
I thought
standing
he
over
was
him.
vaporized.
Oh, there you go. Go for it.
All right. Not a dragon. Quick investigation check.
13.
All right. Theron also has a fancy jeweled dagger. His is fancier. The dagger itself is worth 20 gold pieces, but there's like a big black opal in the hilt that you could pop right out, and that's worth another 50 gold pieces just by itself. Theron also has, he's got like a journal, but it's all weird. His handwriting is awful. But tucked into that journal, there is kind of a bleached piece of parchment, and it looks like a map.
Interesting. I will call a huddle of all of my new friends here and show them this map.
Yep, that's a map, all right.
Good. I'm glad. Sometimes I'm not sure.
Can we read the map? Like, what language is it in?
It seems primarily
Language of cartography.
pictorial in nature.
Excellent. I love picture maps.
That's like number 2 on my top 10 favorite types of maps.
No, top 4. Top 4 favorite types of
I
maps.
blew that one. Definitely blew
I
that
know.
one.
I got you, Dan.
Thanks,
I
Ken.
got you. Ooh, yeah.
What are people's other favorite types of maps? How many types of maps are there?
Atlases, triptychs,
Atlases.
Google Maps.
I mean, I guess it could be like a really topographical map.
Ooh,
Yeah.
topographical. That might be
Like
my
a
Yeah.
area
Or
map,
like a written.
like a mall
written with
directory.
words.
Do I recognize anything on the map in terms of local landmarks or?
Yeah, give me. I guess that's probably just an intelligence check.
Well, also not my strong suit, but sure.
Yeah, Steve, I'm
is your
familiar
strong
with
suit?
you.
Okay, that's 5
Steve.
with my -1 from my dump stat. Which is
Ah, yes, the
Diendo.
Sword Coast.
Diendo, I will tell you. I will generously tell you.
You're so kind.
I will generously tell you that the map does seem to be of the local area, and specifically Whitesparrow is right, like in the middle of the map.
It says in large letters.
Yeah,
Whitesparrow.
like there's like
Tell by
X.
the big
You are
hand, it's
you
fine.
are here. There's an image of a hand. There's a bunch of other stuff on the map, but you really get distracted by that hand.
Oh, guys, this
what
is
you-
weird. There's a picture of a different town, but the hand is upside down.
Somebody else realizes that Diendo is holding the map upside down.
Okay. I
Is
got
there
it.
anything else marked on the map? Can I look at that?
Yeah, Gwyvern, why don't you give me just do an intelligence check? So D20 plus your intelligence modifier.
Okay. 14.
All right, you're looking at the map and you see there's a variety of local landmarks in and around Whitesparrow that would probably serve as navigational points. But specifically, there's marked on the map, there's like a path. And the path leads from Whitesparrow to, it looks like probably some kind of indication of a campsite a couple miles outside of Whitesparrow. And then the path continues from the campsite to some kind of ruins in the hills and the mountains north and east of Whitesparrow.
Okay.
Huh.
Cool.
Neat. Well, let's go to the pub.
That sounds like a place we should go visit and maybe return the daggers, or potentially see if we can figure out why they were here, why they came to Whitesparrow, maybe why they're sad, or why Theron was sad, because I don't know how
We're not
he
sad
feels.
anymore.
Yeah.
Who was the first person that got hit when the fighting happened?
Not
there
the
was-
dragon.
Not a dragon.
Well, no,
no,
didn't
no,
get
no.
hit. Got
No.
aimed at.
Yeah.
think
the
first.
town person.
There was
Yep.
The town person.
Eldith, the butcher's assistant, was the first to be taken down by the cult
Did we go
attack.
talk to the butcher?
dead.
I'm
to
sorry.
find out why
El
he's a-
Death?
Eldeth. Perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, that's how you spell Megadeth.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to the butcher?
Yeah, let's go talk
Yeah.
to the butcher.
All right. The butcher is inside his shop, his butchery, if you will, just down the street from you. He is sobbing and chopping up a large animal. He is butchering through his grief.
I'm
I
sorry.
thought you were
Cutting
gonna
up
say
these
he was
animals
chopping up-
always makes me cry a little bit.
To
Thought you were
play
saying he was
that
chopping
butcher,
onions.
please welcome to the podcast, Dan Moore.
Oh, how can I help you guys today?
That's why I don't eat those onion cows.
Do you need some?
Diendo, you might know as a regular in Whitesparrow, you would know that this is Butcher Guibert, local butcher in Whitesparrow.
What's up, Butch?
The only butcher in Whitesparrow.
And the best butcher in Whitesparrow, don't you forget it. Can I get you
And-
guys some steaks today? What are you looking for? Top roast?
I understand you have an opening for an assistant.
Oh, too soon, Diendo.
Okay.
Next week, though, well, yes, I'll be hiring.
Sorry to hear about your assistant, by the way, and also see him get hit by lightning and killed. Very sorry. And wondering if he had any enemies that you know of that might want to, shoot him with a bolt of lightning.
Do butchers have enemies? I think everybody loves butchers. I'm not sure that this was
Cows.
specifically targeted, but it was, I guess strange bolts of lightning could happen to anyone. Did you see who did it?
Yeah. It was a guy in a robe.
A robe.
It's
Oh,
from the Cult of Must?
Dust.
must. I don't.
I think it was
Sorry,
Musk.
Musk. Okay, what is one of those? Do you know of any cults in the area?
There was a group that came through a few weeks back. They wore these robes that were, I think, they're black and purple or something like that. And I don't know. Yeah, they did have some weird name, like the Cult of Fluster or something like that. Trust could have been that. I can't say I pay a lot of attention to that cult talk.
They have weird daggers like this one that I found on the leader.
I don't think I got close enough to see their daggers, but yeah, there was something. I don't know. A friend of mine was out, and I think he saw some of them in the woods somewhere, just outside of town, doing some ritual or something like that. But I don't know if I believe all of it.
What time
yeah?
of day was that? Do you remember?
What time of day?
Yeah.
Well, let me think back. I was cutting up a lamb, I think. So it was-
Not too early, not too late. The sun was kind of setting. You could call it sunset.
Twilight.
As I recall, the moon was waxing.
Okay. They should have called themselves the Cult of Twilight.
Legally distinct.
Sparkly.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the event myself. I did hear some rumbling of thunder over the last few days. Felt like it was coming from the mountains, even though it didn't look like there was a storm or anything. But yeah, I don't know. Can't say I truck much with cultists, unless it's the cult of trucking with cultists. In which case, I'm all in favor.
Which mountains did you hear that lightning thunder?
The ones just outside of town to the some northwest area.
Maybe northeast.
Maybe northeast. I don't know. I'm not a cartographer. I'm a butcher.
Maybe northeast, says the butcher's wife from behind the.
Oh, I always listen to Elma. She knows what she's talking about, direction-wise.
Yeah, it is Elma's world, I find.
Mm.
Does she have a favorite map?
Honey, what kind of maps do you like? What's the ones you're always going on?
I like those sea maps where they
Oh, yeah,
show
those
how
are
deep
good.
the sea is by how
Oh,
blue the
yeah.
blue.
Oh, I love those
Yeah,
maps.
there's sometimes
Yeah.
just like dragons
Good
on them or monsters. Those pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good choice. Good choice. I love that.
Anyway, I heard some yelling in the square right before that terrible incident befell my assistant. Did you? You said they were in robes. I don't know if you didn't recognize any of them. I guess you seem like you're all new here. Could you
They seem
describe?
to not like this town very much.
That seems odd. White Sparrow's a lovely place to live. Voted top 3 places to live in this area.
They seemed like Theron, or the main guy, seemed like he had an experience in White Sparrow and was really sad, like his heart was really hurt. So can you think of any incidents recently, maybe where someone maybe was made fun of, or like someone stole something, other than all of the other times that I've heard that there's been people visiting, but like
Made fun of.
specific-
We don't make
you
fun
ever-
of people here in White Sparrow. We're a loving and a wonderful community, and we treat everybody with respect and dignity.
Have you ever heard
Unless-
the name Theron?
Oh, Theron. Theron Blackfoot. Oh, that dolt. Yeah, he was a real prince. He used to work in the stables. What a dweeb.
the stables, you say?
Yeah, he was a stable hand over at the inn for a little while. But he couldn't get anything right. He wouldn't know how to shoe a horse if if it was wearing socks.
Classic.
Old
classic
White Sparrow
horse.
saying.
Oh, it's really easy. You just walk up to him and you go, "Shoo, horse, shoo."
Yeah, see? You could be a stable hand.
To the stables.
All right, well, it's nice seeing you.
Well,
To
see
the
you around, bud.
stables. What adventuring awaits them here in the stables of White Sparrow? How many shops and businesses will our adventurers visit in White Sparrow before they finally leave town and continue with the adventure that clearly they're supposed to? I literally gave them a map. What kind of voice will Dan do for Norbert, the stable master? Dan, you've been briefed.
Ooh.
That in that I just gave you a name. And what of the Cult of Dusk? Is Theron the greatest threat, or are there other, more darker, more sinister threats lurking in the shadows? Probably, since this is but the first hour in our adventure. Will our adventurers overcome the Cult of Dusk and discover their true nature and save the day at White Sparrow and all of the people in the valley? For answers to just that one question, tune in next time to Total Party Kill. The end.
For now.
Was not ready for that butcher voice.
That's okay. I wasn't ready with the wife of the butcher voice, and that did okay.
And
Nailed it.
we're like Nichols and May over here.
Yeah. Don't know who that is.
That's fine.
All right.
I
Live
actually
stream
acknowledge
/ bootleg. We are going to take a 10-minute break, and then we will play some more Dungeons and Dragons. I think is our plan. Does that seem reasonable?
Yes.
Sounds great.
Let's do something else.
Be right
Dan,
back.
hit the thing, and then people may have questions that we can answer.
And you're always ahead of the
Now.
game. It takes a second. Now we're live.
Do it
People,
live.
people, you got to move at
You're live.
Dan's pace.
Yeah, that's right. Leisurely.
You know. Hi live stream, hi bootleg. We're gonna play some more Dungeons and Dragons. I hope that's what you expected.
That's why we're here.
Yeah,
Get
for
it.
some other reason.
All right. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. Today we are continuing the adventures of the Cult of Dusk, or Dust, or Rust, certainly Cult of something. Let me introduce our players. They will introduce their characters, and I will remind you of the action so far. First up, it's Jean McDonald. Hi, Jean.
Hello. My character is Gwyrvin Jawan, and she's a human bard who is having a great time, a perfectly wonderful time.
That's a weird response to the stimulus you've been provided with so far in the adventure, but I like it. Also here, Tiff Arment. Hi, Tiff.
I am playing Alon S. Morset, who can often be heard bragging, I can shoot my crossbow with one hand in my pocket.
That seems really dangerous.
Is it the hand with the crossbow?
You lose more pockets that way. Also here, Steve Lutz.
Yep, it's me. How's it going, Tony?
It's okay.
Good. Glad to hear it. Still playing Diendo, a little drunk monk.
Love it. Next up, it's Kathy Campbell.
Hello, I play Keeloth, who is a tiefling.
Tiefling.
I say tiefling, but
Tiefling.
it occurs to me that I've never actually heard other people say it.
As I was saying it, the words were just like, I don't know if that's right, but that's fine. I am a paladin, and I enjoy the color pink and cleaning off dead people's faces, apparently.
It's everyone's got a thing.
Sounds weirder when you say it that way.
It really does.
And last but not least, it's listener Will Wagner. Hi, Will.
Hello, I'm playing Not a Dragon, the Dragonborn Warlock.
Excellent. So what happened last time in Total Party Kill? Well, it was just another day in Whitesparrow, which means havoc and ruin was leveled against the poor innocent villagers therein. 3 cultists wandered into town, bringing with them thunder and lightning and dark magic.
Very, very
Several people were attacked. One butcher's assistant was killed, and questions were asked. You had a
Not
brief
the butcher's
conversation.
assistant.
You had a brief conversation with the butcher about possibly the nature of Theron, the leader of the cultists, who seems to have a history with the town of Whitesparrow. Your next destination was the stables, for the butcher told you that Theron used to be a stable boy in Whitesparrow, but that was years back. And so we join things now at the stables in Whitesparrow. Stables, it's a big barn. There's a couple horses there, some empty stalls. There's an old, grizzled man who seems to be the stable master. And to play that stable master, the finest assistant regional dungeon master available for what I am offering in pay, it is the one, the only, the Dan Warren.
Hi, I will be debuting my role of grizzled old man, a role which I feel like I am increasingly close to.
Who wants to lead things off with conversing with our stable master among the player characters? Who's the face of this motley crew that has been thrown together by events unfolding?
I have no charisma, so
Tiff,
not
you're
unusual
great.
for
Tiff,
a
you're
bard
great.
or
No,
a paladin.
don't believe that.
Not unusual for a bard or a paladin who generally have higher charisma than the rest to
I
To
literally
be
am
loved
making-
by anyone.
Yeah.
You do. I guess there is a reason, Tiff, you were hanging out on a roof away from people.
Yeah.
Very emo.
Yeah, you do have, in addition to your emo elf, you do have a bard and a paladin. Those are 2 sparkly people who,
I push
not
the
to love.
sparkly one in front of me and make her.
All right.
I will be sparkly and do the thing, but me as Kathy Campbell here, I have no idea what to ask. So yeah, Keeloth can figure it out.
Well, hello there.
Hi. We I totally forgot why we even were coming to this.
Welcome to the stables.
That's right.
Do you have some questions?
Sorry, folks, the park's closed. Moose out front should have told you.
Like, do you have unicorns?
Okay.
We're like, no.
Sorry, just normal horses.
Are you sure? Okay. Anyways, so we heard that we had a visit from one of your former stable hands.
Oh, I've had many. They come and go.
So does the name Theron ring a bell?
Oh, that Weasley little kid. Yeah, he was here a couple years back. Basically, I took him on as a favor to a friend. He's a kid. You know how it is. It's a small town. And, he didn't have it. He didn't have the stable life in him, if you know what I mean. He stares off in the distance for a second. Anyway.
Yeah, the most unstable stable hand available.
I had to let him go.
When you only have one stable.
Yeah.
So how did that go though? How did he seem to take it?
Not well.
Yeah, I was gonna assume that. I was gonna.
Yeah,
guess.
he was very angry. He said he would be back someday. I'd regret this. Blah blah blah. I gotta be honest, I couldn't be bothered to listen for very long. I got a lot of business here.
Interesting. Yeah, because it does.
He did come back,
Come back. Yeah.
Oh,
and he disintegrated the butcher's assistant.
not the butcher though.
No, we talked to the butcher.
Butcher's
He's
still
fine.
fine.
So still not very good at his job, is what I'm saying.
Rest in peace, Theron.
What, you say he come back? He's vaporizing people. That
Falling
seems
down lightning from the sky. Yes.
from the sky. That doesn't sound like the idiot I knew. Well, he did make some noise about going off to join a cult. I said, good riddance. It seemed.
What was it a cult of? Do you recall?
Yeah, I
Was it
think.
the Blue Oyster Cult? Because I hate them.
I don't know. It was I don't want to say it too loud, but I think it was a cult of lust. That's what I heard.
Okay, interested now?
It didn't seem like the kind of cult he really had much. Maybe I'm misremembering the name. It was a couple years back, like I said.
Seems like there are a lot of cults around here that sound like that.
Yeah, it's a big cult.
It's hard to
territory.
tell them apart after a while.
Yeah, they'll blend together. You know how it is. It's one day they got purple and black robes, the next day they got green and red robes. I can't keep it all straight. I'm a simple man. I work with horses and occasional other hoofed creatures.
Tony, were the robes of these dudes purple and black?
Indeed, they were.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, and
we should go to
yes.
the woods. Look for this cult
Yeah.
of lust.
Yeah.
Can we take a quick rest first?
I would love.
Not in my stables.
Yeah.
Man.
None of us have hooves, I guess.
You get the sense that this is not a great place to take a short rest. Like
No.
this-
You know I've been sleeping in your loft for the last 5 weeks, right?
a lot of those horses have shifty eyes. Several of them are in the back. There's a game of craps going on.
Well, you're always welcome here,
Hold on,
Diendo.
hold on. Here's some.
Oh, yeah, it's quality Foley. Is that what we need?
I've been in a few stables. There's always a game of craps or two.
I got a
going.
hot dive coming up here. All right. Boxcars.
But how did the horses roll the dice? That's my question.
Carefully.
Yeah.
Got really big dice that they kick
Yeah.
and then roll
Yeah,
them down the
there
hill.
we go.
Yeah.
The horse dice.
Well, you all have a good day then. If you have any horse needs, just remember Norbert's is the place to come to.
Great, thank
So-
you.
And we
We
never
got
saw
Norbert.
Norbert
Keep
again.
that in mind, Norbert. Thank you.
Norbert the stable hand and Gwibbert the butcher.
Great
They're
names.
cousins.
Are
Totally
they related? Is the Bert like their
Yeah,
last name?
they're cousins.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a small
Norbert
town.
and Gwibbert.
Look,
Let's
don't make fun of my names that I made up on the spot.
I say we all go on over to the pub, have a drink and a nap, whoever needs it, and we start looking at this scroll a little bit more closely before we.
All right.
Sounds like a good
Why don't
plan.
you make your way to the Ever Shady Tavern, have yourself a nice midday
Ever Shady
beverage, and get the benefit of a short rest if you so need. I believe that if anyone needs healing, a bard could play a song of rest.
Yes,
Okay.
that would be great.
I love a song of rest.
Free
do I do?
bird.
So what does that give us? Extra D6 when we heal?
Yes, if you are going to spend, so in the short rest, you can spend your hit dice, which should be listed on your sheet. If you're using D&D Beyond, you can also hit the rest button, I think, up at the top. There may even be a short rest button.
Yep.
And it will sort of do that for you. But you can get an extra D6 if you spend a hit die and add that to your hit points.
The die might be slightly different for some people, right?
Yes, your hit dice are different from character to character,
10.
but the D6 would be the same.
Okay. So I will click the short rest button and click take a short rest and then roll my D10 for my hit dice and the D6 for the Song of Rest. Correct? Okay.
Do you get your Constitution modifier when you
You
heal?
do
with a
get your
hit die?
Constitution modifier added to your hit die.
Wyvern, what are your top hits for Song of Rest?
Well, I have Rockabye Horses. And
It's a
I
good
have-
classic.
It's a classic. It's a duet. If anybody else wants to
I'll play
an
the
instrument.
violin. Yeah, I'll accompany.
It just brings a
I
tear
think
to the
it's
eye of the
appropriate.
patrons in the bar. They're all soon snoring away.
Yeah.
Bartender's like, you're
Including
really
the bartender.
killing my business here.
In my line of work, snoring is almost as good as clapping.
That is the attitude you want.
It's not yelling or throwing things
Yeah,
at you.
anything
So
where
that's
it's
a
not
great.
throwing. Yeah.
Yeah. Good positive. All right. So I'm back to 16 out of
All right.
20.
As far as throwing things, it depends what they throw, really. I mean, Dan was referencing
Fresh
Tom
vegetables.
Jones earlier.
True.
He used to get stuff thrown at him all the time.
That's true.
It was not unusual.
Stephen.
Yes, Tonifer?
No.
All right. Are we?
So you've taken a short rest. You are inspecting. Did people want to inspect the scroll some more? I think Not a Dragon inspected it a decent amount last time and did learn some things.
Does anyone have the
Yes.
ability to see if this has any magic?
Not a Dragon, I
Yeah.
think you know that it does.
Yeah, it was a magic. It was drawing on the plane of shadow. Is that what you said last
Yeah.
time? It was drawing magic from the plane of shadow, which sounds very dangerous
It's fine.
and
It's fine.
scary.
Don't be so pejorative.
So we've got the scroll and the map
Yep, you got a scroll and a map and a
Plus-
weird journal that
and a
is-
journal.
yeah, but it's all the handwriting is awful. It might be in code, or it might just be that he has horrible handwriting.
And the
Okay.
scroll is kind of used up at this point, right? We couldn't
Yeah.
use it to call down our own lightning at this point.
Does that seem like a good idea check?
All right, that sounds like intelligence or wisdom.
Yeah, I'll tell your choice. Dealer's choice.
3.
Seems plausible. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's not. But let us, maybe go to the mountains that the stable.
To the mountains!
You do. So your map has
the map
two
was
locations that it seems to indicate a campsite a couple miles away, and then some ruins or some kind of building in the mountains further past the campsite northeast. So you have two potential destinations.
But they're both in the same direction, correct?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's
Theoretically, you could cut the corner and go direct to the faraway one if you wanted.
Yeah. Probably not.
Let's check out the campsite first. There's probably information there at least.
All right. So that's the plan.
Yes.
All right. Let me do some stuff in Roll20 here. So you head out from the town of Whitesparrow to the campsite. It takes you, not too long, maybe a 2-hour walk over the rolling countryside of the valley that Whitesparrow is located in. And you eventually arrive at a campsite that's kind of up along the wall of a small canyon that's been kind of carved out by a nearby stream. A half dozen fire pits have been dug in the sandy ground. There's some kind of tattered remains of some tents. There's a lot of there's like some kind of large circle made out of black ash around where the fire pits are. And it's weird. The air here is very dry. You're kind of on like a dried out stream bed next to the smaller stream that's still running. So the area is kind of sandy and a little bit shadowy here in this kind of little canyon that has been carved out. But there is clearly a campsite here. 3 old, dirty-looking tents are still here, staked out next to the stream.
Is there any sign of any old, dirty-looking people in the old, dirty-looking tents?
It's pretty obvious just looking around. The tents do not have any occupants, though it does look like they have some things, suggesting that probably somebody intended to return to these at some point.
I suspect we've murdered all of them at this point.
I go over to the first tent and I start digging around in all their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go over to this one.
Cool. You start searching around. Give me some quick investigation checks. Anyone who's searching a tent.
Is that a 20 that we roll for that?
Yep.
I'm going to help Alan over here.
12.
18.
Yeah, you're digging around. It's kind of just old junk. There's some they've got like a couple changes of clothes. There's a bedroll. There's some, kind of old rations that it looks like they might be prepared to eat if they need, a couple band t-shirts, a lot of knickknacks. Nothing. I don't know. What are some of the really good bands that have toured through Whitesparrow? Help me out here.
Black Falcon.
Black Falcon, okay.
They're
The
good.
White Stripes, the Black
White
Keys.
Stripe.
Flock of birds.
Mm-hmm. Flock of birds, yep.
Meat Shadow.
Mm.
Shadow.
Yeah.
They played here.
Meat Shadow.
They played this terrible venue.
Yeah.
And there was a one-man a cappella guy that came through named Bobby McFerrin, I think was his name.
Steve, I was trying to work a "Don't worry, be happy" joke in last time, and I just did not get it out in time.
It's never too late.
You are all telling me, don't worry.
I venture over north over here to this strange blood circle.
Yeah. So on the north side of camp, there's 6 fire pits, which is strange. Seems like usually, especially for a camp that seems like it probably only 3 people were staying here. Seems like more than 1 fire pit, probably overkill. Certainly, okay, so you're bad at sharing, maybe 1 fire pit per person, but 6 fire pits. They've all been kind of dug out here on the sandy ground, which I guess is, that's good fire safety. But specifically, it seems like probably, some wood was burned here. And then using the ash left over from the burning, someone has drawn a large circle of black ash and then inscribed a bunch of glyphs into the circle, so that there's kind of this strange, does not look like your traditional cook fire so much as perhaps something magical or ritualistic going on here with these 6 fire pits.
Do we know what language those glyphs might be in?
Someone could give me some kind of arcana check on them.
I'll do an arcana check. It's a critical 23.
All right, you recognize the symbols as similar to that of the spell scroll, and you think that this is some kind of ritual circle connected to the plane of shadows, and specifically not a dragon. You feel like if disturbing this would be potentially quite dangerous, and that there may still be magic at work here, and that suddenly this abandoned campsite suddenly feels a little more dangerous than it did a second ago.
Call out to everyone, don't step in the circle. It may still be dangerous.
Diego calls out from inside the circle, "What?"
Oh dear, no.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Okay.
Not really.
Mm.
He's not that dumb. Look, I have an 8 intelligence. That's just slightly worse than average. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what you've determined about the magical nature of this these fire pits, not a dragon. Other things that you might want to do here?
Do we know what language it is yet?
It seems to be they're kind of like ancient arcane runes.
It's the same.
So not
language
even
that the
really a
scroll-
language per se,
Yeah.
so much as symbols.
So I copy all the runes down in my journal. Just in
Okay.
case.
Does her journal explode?
No.
No.
Because that would be awesome. Lightning shoots out of your journal.
It's a little flame flicker.
Mm.
Are
Is there anything interesting in the fire pit still smoldering away?
You want to give me a quick investigation check on one of
Yeah, I
those?
love those.
You love those.
That's an 8.
All right. So you're poking around one of the fire pits. It seems like it is didn't have as big a fire as the others, and it looks like there's some stuff that was in the fire pit but not totally burned up in it. That's what I'll give you for an 8.
Some stuff.
Stuff.
Hey guys, I found some stuff. Good news. Anybody else want to have a look? Might be interesting.
What is that? A perception? What are we rolling to
Yeah,
see?
or investigation.
Oh, you didn't say I could do perception.
Well, I suspect you're similar at them, right?
No, I'm much better at perception.
Oh.
I'm wise.
There's
I have
wisdom and
a
intelligence.
14
But dumb.
investigation or a 14 investigation or 15 perception.
All right. You notice that there seems to be some scraps of parchment that are burned, but not completely burnt. Some charred scraps of parchment.
Ooh,
They're
a puzzle.
That are kind of stuck in the sand of the fire pit.
You
Well,
may have
let's-
already won.
Let's try and figure out what.
Can we put the pieces together?
Yeah.
Does anything?
Do you want to like pull them out of the fire pit?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Dangerous.
wait.
I know. Wait.
Too late.
Do
Kids
we?
ask questions like that.
That was a question I asked.
All right, I did it.
Ask
right.
and answer.
All right. I hesitated. I gave you a chance. As you pull out these burnt scraps of paper, and you've got a couple of them there.
Picker, I can't help it.
You what?
I'm a picker. I can't help it.
Yeah. All right. So you've got them. So they are now
waiting
yours.
to write on something with my newfound pen.
But at the same time that you do that, the fire pits all suddenly blaze to life, filled with shimmering violet flames, and those flames seem to kind of coalesce, and 3 kind of shadowy, ethereal figures form within the circle, and kind of stare at you with empty sockets of their ghostly eyes.
This must be the Cult of Lust.
Hello.
And I'm not going to tell you how to do things, but I'm going to roll initiative for these things.
That's just what the shadows sound like.
Thank you, Dan.
Welcome.
Quality shadowing.
I get a 13. Oh, can I do it myself? I think I can.
Should
There
be
we
able
go.
to. I'm not going to roll a d12. That's a rookie mistake.
See, that's why you gotta put the numbers on the container so you don't roll the 12 instead of the
Honestly,
20.
I just shouldn't have a 12 on my desk because it's like that's not going to come up today. I don't.
At
Also
least
a solution.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
uses a D12?
They're in a box now.
You're not a barbarian.
All right.
Who cares?
The shadows have rolled an 18. Oh wow! Did you all put numbers in already? Excellent.
We
We're
did.
good.
You're good.
We know what we're about.
The Endo is the first to respond with a 23. The Shadows have rolled an 18. Gwyvern has rolled 17. Kaloth 15. Not a Dragon 13. And Alan 12. So Alan, you are look. Hey! You don't get to run
going on
away.
there?
Run away! Run
You were
away!
You are looking at your burnt parchments in amazement, unaware of the shadowy figures that have risen up in the circle just in front of you. All right, Diendo, you get to go first.
Yeah, I don't know about things described as shadows. They seem like the sort of thing that requires a magic weapon to actually
That
do
would
any decent
be
damage.
it seems likely that that they're going to resist non-magical weapons, but I would also suspect as a party of level 2 and level 3 characters, your resources are limited.
Indeed. So that's not great.
It's
Huh.
not the best, Hey, look on the bright side. You got those great burnt parchments.
Well, I strongly suspect that that these shadows are not friendly.
That seems very likely. They appeared inside of a circle full of violet fire, not traditionally, and they look threatening. Yes.
Yeah. So I think I'm going
Oh.
to slip past Alan here and engage with the southeasterly shadow. And I will see what happens if I stick my spear in it.
All right.
It'll be fine.
That is 18.
All right. I will tell you, it is hard to hit a shadow, but 18 is enough. And you stab at the shadow. Now, the tricky thing here is these shadows are like, they're kind of ephemeral, and like your spear like goes in, but it's a little bit like you're stabbing water. So these shadows are resistant to, they've got a long block here, acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons. So probably most of the things that you're able to do are going to be half damage to them.
Right.
Probably, you are all level 2. You've traveled a little bit. I will just tell you that probably you could kind of conclude whether you've seen anything like this or heard stories about it or read a book about it, that they probably don't like radiant damage, but are basically resistant or immune to a lot of physical types of damage. So,
Also, point of order, Tony, what time of day is it?
I think it's early afternoon.
Okay. So these
Does
shadows
that matter?
perhaps are not as effective in daylight.
They're in a shadowy canyon. They're fine.
They're shadowy men on a shadowy planet.
Mm.
They'll be effective.
You're trying to. Does it say anything about their?
Oh yeah, they
in
specifically
the
have
adventure?
weakness in sunlight.
Does the adventure say that they're in sunlight now?
It does not, but I'm just checking what time it is.
Okay. I think I think it's a shadowy canyon. So, yeah.
Canyon.
Yeah. So, Diendo, you hit the shadow.
Yes. Were he not resistant, he would have taken 8 damage from the spear.
I'm gonna do 4 damage to
I
this.
assume he will do 4.
Yep.
And Diendo says, "Ha! Just as I thought. You're resistant. Great." And then punches it twice in the butt.
What was that butt
Do
sound?
shadows have butts?
Depends how far down I think they have butts. I don't think they have calves.
I suspect,
They trail off before there.
That makes sense.
I suspect-
Some of the shadows have thighs, some don't. It depends,
I don't think either of those is going to hit. 8 and an 11.
They will not. You're punching furiously, but you're having a hard time clipping the shadow.
My
Hard
fists
to
go
find
right
the butt
through
on
the
a
butt
shadow.
to the other side. Right. Well, yeah. So,
Yep.
trying to decide if I want to stay engaged with this guy or not.
Mm.
Because I could disengage.
I mean, if you're gonna break it off, you should return the ring.
Yeah.
It's just respectful.
Fair enough. No, I'm going to stay right here.
All right.
Why not?
Well, I think it is the shadows' turn. Dan, what do you think? I think the shadows are going to move out of the circle in the direction of an assortment of.
Well, a couple of them are clearly going to go for Diendo and Halan.
Yeah, I think Diendo, Alan, and Not a Dragon are probably the targets, like just by proximity to the circle of ash. So they are going to go for them. And Dan, it looks like these shadows have a very unique type of attack that they do.
Indeed.
Uh-oh.
They do a thing called Strength Drain.
Oh, God.
This is great, everybody.
They reach out with a little finger towards Diendo's chest, and they sort of try to poke him directly in the chest. And as a result, let's see what happens. Diendo 18.
That'll hit.
You will take 9 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh,
Oh boy.
that's not good.
And I'm going to roll another die here. Don't worry about it too much. If I can find
All
it.
right, I won't worry about
Yep,
it.
Don't worry about it. Take it easy. Can't find that one. Find another one. Oh, there it is. Hid behind my beer. That's why. Your strength score is reduced by 1.
That's fun.
Keep in mind that if you make strength-based attacks, that may or may not affect your modifier.
I don't.
Okay.
All right. I suspect something similar is going to happen to Alon and not a dragon. Well, or at least attempt to happen.
Alon, 13 versus your armor class.
I'm 14.
Ah, so it reaches out,
Nice.
but you dodge nimbly out of the way.
Oh wait,
Saw
let me
what
know.
happened to Diendo. Not a dragon, 17.
That's a hit.
9 necrotic damage, and your strength score is reduced by also 1.
Ow.
I
I
feel
am
weaker.
going
Just
to-
like, everything's so heavy today.
I'm using my reaction. I am pointing right back at him and casting Hellish Rebuke,
Oh,
which means he must make a Dex save.
I got it.
13.
I got an 18. He did very well.
All right, so he takes how much? 11 fire damage
I
divided
got
by
it.
2.
Oh,
yeah.
got it. He does half damage on this.
Yeah, half damage on a save. Yeah,
Yes. I'm sorry. So it was 11
So
damage to
it's
Five.
5 fire damage.
Okay. And this is magic, so it will take
It's
it,
magic,
right?
Yeah.
All right.
Was it fire damage or
Fire damage.
it's still resisted then?
Is that true?
Oh, yes,
Because they're
yeah.
Keely, I enjoy that the D&D writers know how to use a semicolon. They resist
Yeah.
acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder, semicolon, bludgeon, piercing, and
Nice.
slashing from non-magical
okay.
attacks.
All right.
Also, hempen damage.
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
So I guess it takes 2 fire
Yeah.
damage then. Great job.
2 is better than 0.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Keep remembering that.
Did you say lightning in there in that list of
I
things?
did. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder. Thunder.
All right. The shadows have gone. Now there's only one type of enemy here, so all of you get a chance to go before the shadow. We have your default initiative is like, but theoretically you could like hold your turn until after an ally if there's any kind of strategy that you want to use.
So
But
Wait, who?
I suggest using strategy.
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so question about D&D Beyond for spell slots with a paladin. Is there a box that I check so I know how many I have?
Usually,
click-
if you look at your spell list, there should be a couple empty checkboxes.
The slots next to it.
Okay,
If you click
okay,
the little
oh.
cast button, it'll fill in one of them for you.
Okay, so I'm okay. Sorry. Under my other inactions, I have Divine Smite, which means when I hit with a melee weapon, I can expend 1 spell slot to deal 2d8
Yep.
extra radiant damage.
Yeah. So if you look at these, do you have spell slots currently, or do you not? Is Paladin, you're what, level 2?
Yeah, it looks like it says first level on the left, and then on the right it has 2 boxes.
Yep. So you
with
have 2
slots.
spell
Okay,
slots.
okay. Very confusing. Okay, so I have, if I hit with my melee weapon, regardless of what damage takes, I can then also do the extra radiant damage. And radiant is on the list of acceptable things to
And
go
in
against
fact-
shadows.
That's
In
actually
fact,
better.
they're vulnerable to
Okay.
It
radiant.
does double
Perfect.
damage.
Double damage.
Sweet.
Double damage.
Double
That doesn't really
damage.
work.
Yeah,
It does.
that's not saying.
Okay, so that would be good. Does anyone else have any spells or attacks of the sort that are not with sharp pointy sticks?
I think I can hit them well with my Eldritch Blast, which does force damage, which I
yeah.
did not hear on
Very
your
little
list.
resists force damage.
It's really
I
hard.
have a fog
Yeah.
cloud that I'm gonna possibly try, and then maybe we could all run.
Also an option.
Also an option.
But
And
if there's shadows, it might just like make it better for them. I'm not sure.
right. That's
You don't have an
good.
option for sun cloud, do you? Because they'd hate that. Like shadows on your wedding day. That's
Isn't it ironic?
That's actually fairly normal.
Because
It makes you feel pictures, really.
because I also have thaumaturgy, so we could add like something to the fog, where it's like
Sparkles.
that. I mean, yes,
I mean,
probably. I'm
Shadows are
assuming.
On brand.
Sparkly. Yeah.
That's
but
nice. I like that.
Then we run.
I was wondering. I have Thunderwave. But I was
I'd
trying to
mess 'em
figure
up.
out what kind of damage that.
Presumably thunder damage.
it does thunder damage,
thunder
which they
damage is a kind.
Yeah.
They
and it's
resist.
also
Okay.
they resist.
It's like
Okay.
sound waves.
Okay.
Audio damage. It's like turning up your headphones too high.
So you can just move in initiative order unless somebody has something bold that they want to say, like, wait, I'll do this or something.
I don't really know that
You
of the shadows that we have. Which is the least? Which has sustained the most damage so far?
Probably the one Diendo punched,
That's yeah.
Okay.
but
Did
not
more damage
one-
than
a
The
lot.
only one
bit
that's
in the
taken any
middle.
damage, actually.
Yeah, and he only
Okay.
took 2 points, right?
Four.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
try throwing that
Gwyrvin,
fog cloud and
what do you want to
Yes.
do? Oh,
No, I'm just saying yes to your question mark. I'm not sure what to do because my I mean the other weapons that I have are crossbow, dagger, and rapier, and those seem like they wouldn't be effective either against the shadow.
They'll do half damage, so they will do
I
some,
see.
but yeah, they won't do a full amount.
yeah.
Okay, well, then let me go try taking a shot at Diendo's.
Taking a shot at the endo, currying favor
Taking
the
it.
shadows.
Excellent.
That was smart.
Yes, like it.
What I would
You
do-
know what? Steve is just always so smug. I think a crossbow bolt will just take
Right
the
in
edge
the
off.
butt.
Right? Just take the edge off. Just let him know. You know.
So I
Please,
can
no,
move.
don't shoot me in the butt.
Also, that's a game question. Is what's the scale of this map? The squares.
Each square should be, if I did it right, 5 feet. You can
Okay.
move 30 feet, so you could move 6 squares if you wanted. From where you are, you can see.
Mhm.
You can shoot any of the shadows. It's a small enough campsite. So,
Okay.
but if you wanted to say shoot and then take cover behind a tent or something like that, you are certainly free
I
to.
see.
So you said you want to attack the one.
Yeah.
There's 3 shadows: left shadow, right shadow, center shadow. You want to go for. Actually, I forget
feel
which
like-
one Diendo was fighting.
He was fighting
The one to my west.
To your
To
west.
west.
All right.
this
You
one.
want to fire a crossbow bolt at that one.
Okay, so I should move as far as I can, unless I wanted to take cover. But I'm not taking cover. Not yet. I don't.
They're
I'm too-
unlikely to come after you
Yeah.
if they're next to one of us because they'll take damage.
Yeah, you're far enough
potentially if they
away.
do.
So why don't you roll a crossbow attack?
Okay. Should I move first or should I?
I think you're fine where you are. I mean, you can see them
Okay.
all from there.
Okay. Crossbow attack, and that's the 20,
Mm-hmm.
and I get that 20. That I rolled a 10 plus. I get 4.
Yep.
Right.
So 14.
Okay.
14 is enough to hit a shadow. So your
Okay.
crossbow bolt twangs. Do crossbows twang? They do now. Twang. And ripples through the shadow. There's kind of smoke oozing out of the hole in the shadow. And now you need to tell me how much damage you did. So I think
Okay.
for you, it's D8 plus 2.
Plus 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 9.
All
Very
right.
Good.
Sadly, it's only going to be half of that
Half.
but you did 4 damage to that shadow. I will tell you that shadow does not look as like solid as the other shadows at this point. Anything else, Gwyrvin?
Well, I think I'll rest on my laurels for now.
All right. Kaloth.
All right, I am going to run up here to attack the shadow that is in front of not a dragon.
You can probably tell that I've been badly hurt since you're standing next to me now.
Yes. Hold on. So I have the ability to do cure wounds as well, but is that
If there's a bonus action healing thing you can do, then you could still hit him.
Bonus action.
You have healing word. That's a bonus action, but it does less healing.
That's
true. I don't have healing word, just the full action.
You also have a lay on hands.
I
that
do.
Also requires an action, unfortunately.
Okay. So I wonder, would it be better to use this action to heal or to hurt?
Kathy, do you have anything that does radiant damage at all?
I do. If I hit and then I can
your
do
divine
a spell
smite,
slot.
right?
Your divine smite was like 2d8 damage, and it'll be
plus
doubled.
something
So you might
else.
just be able to kill it in one go.
You're amongst the only ones amongst us that can do decent damage on it. So I say you hit
it. Yeah.
Okay.
And if he gets knocked down, then we'll think about healing him.
And I will mention,
he gets knocked down, he gets back up
He
again.
gets up again.
Yeah. Wyvern, I will mention, I did not realize how it works.
That song.
You have you have healing word also.
I could, so I should have tacked that onto the last action.
That's fine.
I don't know if we knew that Will was badly hurt. But yes, theoretically you could have done that.
I failed to report that.
Yes.
In time.
Not a dragon is he's very stolid and like stoic.
He's
like,
bleeding out
I'm
very
fine
quietly.
as like ichor is dripping down.
He
his
is
arm.
red, so it's hard to tell when there's blood all over him.
Is it blood or
tucking
ichor?
his intestines back into his abdominal cavity.
It's all good. I keep them here. It's all right. I like it.
I like to air them out every once in a while, just really freshen them up.
Dragon thing.
Yeah, so not a dragon thing. It's fine.
All right. Well, with that, I will attack that shadow.
All right. Do
my long
this
sword.
smite thing that you do.
I have a unicorn on the top of my dice, which means it's a crit.
I suspect that this shadow is going to be no more. But let's do the math and find out how badly.
How
no more.
badly?
A lot
Okay.
of damage.
So you definitely hit.
So I definitely hit, which means just for the hit, I'm going to roll my d8 plus 2, so 5.
Except when you do a crit, you double that.
Oh,
yeah. So
so
roll a second
the
D8.
dice twice.
No, you roll the D8 twice.
okay. Then a 4,
So what have you rolled so far?
a 3, and a 4.
It is 7 plus 2. You said
Yes.
9 damage.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
So that's 9 damage. It gets halved because it's just sword damage, right?
Right.
All right. So you're done. And then there's some smiting gonna happen.
Some
right?
smiting. Let's smite the thing. So I'm going to
But-
roll my first d8. What?
I think you get to roll it double. I think you get to
You
roll
do.
48 because you got a critical hit.
48.
Okay.
You do get to roll
48 damage.
All right.
getting old.
So can someone help me with the math? I'm going to roll the dice another
right.
time.
I'll keep track.
Okay. So I got an 8.
All right, 8.
So far, we're
I got a 2.
10.
Got a
Is that a thing?
5.
15.
15.
And I got a 2.
17.
Okay. So then
Ah,
it also says plus 1d8 for each spell level higher than first.
But you
that's
just used a first level, so.
Okay. And then plus 1d8 against undead or fiends. Is the
Ooh.
shadow either?
It is
of those?
undead.
It's undead.
Right. Well, then let's roll another one.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Another 2.
Yeah, you get to double.
If you get a critical,
So-
you roll all the dice twice. So it's
That's correct.
Sweet. So I got a 4
21.
and a 4.
25.
25.
All right. Which, because it's radiant, is then
Yes.
doubled.
You just did 55 damage in that entire turn? Is that what happened?
I thought it was just 50, but
I think 50. 25 plus 25.
all right. I am gonna say that the the shadowy canyon is just illuminated with glowing radiance from your sword, Kaloth, and this is not good for the other shadows. I'm going to put a little symbol on them that means that they have basically taken the effect of being in direct sunlight for being in the majesty of what just happened. And the shadow that you attacked is extremely dead.
Are you sure? Do you need to count the hit points level?
It had 10 hit points, and you did somewhere between 50 and more than 50 hit damage to it. So it's gone.
A dragon gives you a little golf clap.
It's a shadow of itself.
So
Oh.
just remember, like earlier your turn when you're like, should I hurt things or should I help things?
Made
I
the
know.
The
right
answer is
choice.
you're very good at hurting things.
No, but it hurts my heart when I hurt things.
The shadow goes, vaporizes.
Kaloth, anything else on your turn?
I think that's it.
You don't want
I
to
think
do
that's
50
sufficient.
damage?
I
that's
don't know.
pretty
Is
good.
that enough?
Not a dragon.
I don't know how I'm going to follow that.
Not
but
do is a
yeah.
good start. Don't die.
I'll work on it. I will. Let's see. We've already have one that's been badly damaged. I will throw an Eldritch Blast at that one. Rolling a die, and it is 11. That's not great.
Plus something? Or just a
No, that's it. That's all the numbers I got.
All right, the shadow kind of flickers out of existence as your Eldritch Blast cuts through the air near it and then flickers back into existence.
I'll just stay over here away
All right.
from all of the scary things
Oh,
with my
sorry.
8 hit points.
Alan?
So I have a couple languages under my belt that I might be able to
Mm.
speak to these shadows.
Ooh.
I have my crossbow drawn just in case.
Mhm.
You are technically
Crossbow
underneath
is a
me
language,
in terms
yes.
of the square you're really at. So
What was that?
you technically should be right underneath me.
I dodged a.
You avoided getting attacked. It doesn't actually move you. You're like, you move around in the space.
Nice try.
You pull
Yeah.
a matrix.
I
Yeah.
did
It's important because that affects your crossbow shot if
Got it.
you avert it to.
So I
attempt
have
it.
my crossbow ready to go, but I can speak abysmal.
Abysmal is
You can
how
speak
you
abyss-
speak it.
Two different
Yeah, you could be abysmally.
Abysmal at abyssal, but I can manage. Only a few years in college. Primordial and uncommon.
Wow, that's a lot. You've traveled.
Same time? Jeez.
Yeah.
I speak abyssal, a Hoover, and a rug doctor.
Yeah.
So, do any of those can I communicate with these shadows at all?
So you want to just like rattle off? What do you want to say? You want to like rattle off a greeting in each of those?
Yeah.
Like bonjour, hello, except in abyssal.
Yeah.
All
Yes,
time
yes.
on the satellite.
Abyssal.
Tiff, let me ask you an important thing that will set the order for all future adventures, whether you're in them or not. What does abyssal sound like?
Oh no.
No pressure.
Let me just. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, just to be clear, abyssal is the primordial language that is written based on the infernal language. It is the language of the abyss, spoken by demons and chaotic evil outsiders. All right, Dan. Any effect on the shadow?
The shadow stares back at Alan uncomprehendingly and just continues its creepy.
Yeah. And the shadow's whispers do not seem to be in any of the languages that you comprehend, Alan. I will mention, in addition to your crossbow, I believe you also brought a sword.
I do have a few swords. Yes.
You have more than
That's
one? You
more
brought
than
extra
one?
swords?
I have 2 swords.
Do you have enough to
you
share with the
just-
whole group? I hope you brought
Is that-
enough.
Do you have a situation where you lose swords a lot?
Have you
Can we
considered
just
it?
make sure?
2 swords.
Consider
be
attaching
prepared
it to
for
your
these
hand with
things.
like a bungee cord or something.
2 is one, and 1 is none. So
Yeah, one is none.
So I have 2 swords, I have a crossbow, and I have this like shadow spell, fog spell
Mm.
that I can go for. But it seems like we have a pretty damaged shadow in front of us, so I might make an attempt, but the shadows are coming up on us. Crew, if I tried the fog spell, would we want to run? Can we run? Is that an option?
It's always an option.
I've been told these colors
Sure.
don't run.
But the,
Shadows probably aren't slow. Don't have to worry about terrain or
Yeah.
any of that.
And-
I
and
think we got
the-
this under control.
You don't have to outrun a shadow. You just have to outrun your slowest party member.
Right.
Do the shadows can they maybe they can't move away from the circle very far where they originated? I don't know.
That's an
Some
interesting.
good wishful thinking.
They're like underachieving college kids. You know, like, I just don't want to leave home.
I like to keep a list of things that players said that would look good on tombstones. You know, I thought the shadows couldn't move that far from the circle.
Yeah, I feel like
seemed- What were the chances that I roll a 1? You know, I thought rope could do that.
All right, we're just gonna stick with Old Faithful here. My crossbow. That's not its name. But
It is
It
now.
could be.
yeah.
oh no. I rolled a 3.
I was gonna tell you have disadvantage when you're shooting a crossbow at point blank range, but it's not gonna matter.
Yep.
I think we're right.
She
know-
could potentially get a worse roll. Let's find out.
Yeah.
If that shadow had been a person, you feel like you definitely would have gotten them right in the Achilles ankle. But because this is a shadow that's kind of floating in air, you fire a bolt into the ground in the general vicinity of the shadow.
Wait, no, so that was a 10. It was a 10. 3 plus 7 is 10.
Okay, it still doesn't hit the shadow.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Alon?
I don't think I can do anything else.
All right.
I kick some dust up at it because I'm mad.
It kind of
Can we-
clings.
Like you're
it clings to the
disputing a
shadow.
call at home plate. Is that what's
Yeah.
happening? Like you're scuffing the umpire's feet there.
Yeah.
Can
Thank
she
you.
can she move?
That would
So
be
she'd
an
have to disengage.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's an action.
She
So
could, but she's gonna take a. She's gonna
It's take a
Shadow's
swipe
gonna
at
take
her.
a swing
Yeah.
at her.
that shadow
Never
is now
mind, don't do that.
filthy. Diendo, it is your turn. There are 2 shadows in your proximity.
Yeah, I don't love that, but when the chips are down, I punch butts. So
Also, when the
Good to
chips
have
are
a
up,
motto.
weirdly enough.
Yeah. When there are
And in
chips
between.
present.
Yeah.
I'm a very short man. I can't really reach any higher. So I go for what's in front of my face. But
Are you
first,
going to attack the injured one or the uninjured one?
I'm gonna go for the injured one with my spear, for starters. And that is unfortunately just a 13.
Hits.
Oh, it does.
Yep.
Okay. Okie dokie then. That would be 7 damage, but is halved.
All right. I will tell you that shadow is not looking good.
Good, because now I'm going to unleash a flurry of blows upon it.
Your tiny little fists are pummeling that shadow.
Yes, they're tiny, but they're deadly.
Hard
Like
to
it.
find the butt though.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, well, that was a 2 on the die, so
aggressive
that's not going
massage.
to do any good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try my other little fist. That's better. That is a 21.
Roll damage.
That is, God, these are hard to hold, these little pyramids.
Yeah.
It was a 4 on the die before I threw it around the room. So it would be another 7 damage of bludgeoning type.
All right. So I'm going to do 3 damage to it. That shadow is clinging to existence just barely.
Okay, well, I took a lot of damage last time and my strength went down and I didn't like that very much. So I sort of stagger kind of clumsily. And next thing you know, I'm on the other side of a lawn.
I don't know how I got here.
It's
Just a coincidence.
As he slowly pushes you in front of him, and you're like face to face with 2 shadows.
All right. The shadows are next. Now, Dan, I am going to say that because of the, it's not complete darkness here in the canyon, and that radiant light from Kalof's energy from her attack has washed over them. So they are going to be weakened by this. But I think they do see some dangerous looking elf who, has taken some parchments that they're not happy about and are going to converge upon Alon.
The injured shadow will reach out with its little shadowy finger kind of
Get
like
off my lawn.
like an no joke. In another campaign that Tony runs, my wife plays a warlock, and that is her like she plays like an old elderly dowager duchess as a warlock, and that is her attack move is get off my lawn.
That is her battle cry.
That is
Yeah.
her battle cry. The shadow will reach out and like a creepy ET try to poke you there. It gets a 9 versus your AC.
14.
It can't quite narrow in on you there.
It's very tired.
But that other one, seeing it, will follow the example of its compatriot, and it gets a 6.
Wow.
So not
Get your
great.
tiny little fingers off my face.
I'm not touching you. Does this bother you? I'm not touching you. Does this bother you?
I'm mildly
Wow.
annoyed.
All right, that could have been a lot worse for all of you. Gwyvern.
Okay. Sorry, I was so wrapped up in
No, it's all good.
the attack and waiting for something bad to happen. I totally lost track of what I was going to do next, which I would like to again shoot my crossbow.
Okay.
And
Which one are you aiming at? Badly injured or relatively unscathed?
I say badly injured.
All right.
And I roll a 15 plus 15. Oh, sorry, 17.
That's plenty. Your
Yay.
crossbow bolt darts out. Roll some damage.
And that is 9.
All
So-
right, it'll be halved, but it's still plenty. Your crossbow bolt goes right through the shadow's head, and it's like a balloon suddenly deflating as a weird hissing noise kind of fills the campsite, and the shadow kind of withers around, and then a moment later is gone. A single shadow remains. Gordon,
Can
did
I
you want to
do-
do? Yeah,
Can I do my healing word?
I was going to ask if you want to do a healing word. Let's do that. So you haven't done that before, so that's one of your
Nope.
spells. Some spells are actions, but healing word is special in that it's a bonus action. And then tell us what healing word does.
Well, healing word. A creature of my choice can that I can see within my
Is that
range.
not a dragon today?
That's not a dragon. Regains hit points equal to 1d4 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is that proficiency?
For
Probably at the
you,
top of your second page.
yeah, for you under spells, I see it says
Oh,
plus
I see.
3.
It says 3. Okay.
Yeah. So I think you get to roll the d4. So roll a d4.
Okay. Find that. Try to pick it up.
Yep.
That little thing. What? Okay, I did it. Now, how do I read it?
It depends on the model
Yeah,
of
there's
d4
two
you have. I
kinds.
have different versions.
It's either
Usually
what's
the
at the
number
top
that's-
or what's at the bottom.
Yeah, whichever
what's
one's
it-
right side up.
You know what? I must be.
So this is
one
a
has-
this would
this
be
has-
a 2, for example, if it's like
Wait, let me see.
if it's like pointed
I
right
see.
side up. Sorry. It's
Oh, I
backwards of
see.
this.
I see. I got it. I thought I got it, but I mean,
It'll either be all the same at the point of the triangle, or
Oh,
it'll be
I
all the
see,
same at,
at the
base.
bottom.
Yeah,
got it.
I don't
It's
have
a
my other
4.
one. Nice.
Four?
Yay.
Excellent.
It's a 4 plus 3.
7. So not a dragon. You get 7 hit points back.
Thank you very much.
You are
Nice.
very welcome.
Almost back to normal.
Cool. Big turn. All set, Wyvern?
Yes, I'm done. Thank you.
Kalof. Single shadow remains.
All right. So question about how do I get the spell slots back? Like, do I want to try hitting other things, or do I want to smite again?
The main way that you will get a spell slot will be a day's rest. So spell slots are to be rationed out over the
Okay,
course of
so
the adventure.
Probably not.
And especially at low levels, you don't get a lot of them. Especially
Yeah.
you're not a magic-y people get a couple. You are a non-magic. You are
half
You're right.
magic.
Yeah, you're sort of
Yeah.
a secondarily magic person. So
Yeah.
so
Good
probably
news is
you're
I
not-
know where
you're
there's
not
a campsite nearby.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then again, on the flip side, just to say, you may or
It
may
is-
not encounter anybody else who requires radiant damage. This might be a good
Right.
opportunity to use that, but yeah.
Location-wise, this campsite next to a lovely stream. I am required to disclose that it is also adjacent to a horrible haunted circle of death.
It's true.
Yeah, we've been there and done that though.
Yeah.
That's
We've
today's real estate market.
What's
Yeah.
the chance of multiple shadows coming out if we?
Yeah. Location.
Let's see if it does it again, guys.
Yeah.
Put the parchment down, pick it up again, see what happens.
So, Kayla.
Well, okay. So let's first see if I hit.
All right, you're
And
gonna
then
run
I'll
over
make a
and hit
decision.
Are you
Yes.
range or melee.
With my longsword.
All right.
So
You
melee.
charge the
hike
shadow.
hike over there then. Yeah.
Yep. All right. 17 plus
Plenty.
4 is gonna hit. Okay, so now I need to decide. Okay, I'm gonna save it for later, and instead I'm gonna. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna roll a dice. If it's even,
I was gonna say we
I
have
will
a way of
use-
randomly determining what you do if you
Let me
want.
put it this way: if you roll your radiant damage, you rolled a 21, is that what you said?
17 plus 4.
Yeah.
So yes, 21.
Yeah, so you hit. If you
Yeah, so
roll
I-
radiant damage, chances are good you will kill it. Not 100%, but you'll very, very much damage it. If you just roll your sword damage, you'll probably do a little bit of damage, but not a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna go. We're going all in. Say screw the spell slots. I'm gonna use a second one to do the thing.
All right,
Do-
do the
Kathy,
thing.
do the thing.
Yes.
Sparkle
I'm
sword.
doing the thing. Okay, so starting, it'll help that it's not a crit, so
It's
I
not a
don't have to
crit.
count. too
Yeah,
much.
makes the math slightly easier.
Yeah. So I rolled an 8 plus 2 is 10.
All right, but I have that because that's just sword damage.
Yes. And so then 2d8. I rolled an 8
That's not good for it.
and a 5,
That's 13.
and then 1d8 because it's undead.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So this is super
So
dead.
7.
Undead bonus.
Super dead.
All right. The campsite is again filled with the fury of radiant light, and another shadow is dispatched from this realm of existence back to the shadow plane.
Another one
from
bites
which
the
it
dust.
emerged. Yes. Mm.
Guys, they were so uninvited.
All right, that one was actually
All right. Alan, I suspect that you want to look at your parchments that you found because that was all.
Throw him back in the fire.
Right.
Worthless.
I'm not going to tell you have to look at it. You want to look at it?
Yeah, I want to look at it.
All
Dear
right.
diary. I can't believe he asked me.
They do seem to be, in fact, more parchments from the same handwriting of the journal. In fact, as you look at it, you realize that perhaps these pages were torn out of the journal because they were important or significant in some way.
We never
There is
really
some.
tried to read the journal, did we?
I basically said it was illegible.
Oh, okay.
There is some stuff there. It starts off with a section that is frankly not good poetry, but then there seems to be more of a information about what Theron has been up to. There's notes about his research. There is a name mentioned repeatedly.
There's one page that just says boop, 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 boop.
It's an abyssal. But there you do read about Orovin of Dusk, and specifically the Cult of Dusk, and operating out of some kind of old observatory and a library. It seems to be that they are studying something, they're looking for something, studying something, some kind of artifact or tome known as the Book of Shadows. And what secrets could this Book of Shadow include? What has the Cult of Dusk do it? What does the Cult of Dusk seek to do with it? And who is this mysterious Orovin of whom Theron writes? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill. The end. For now.
I think this says dust.
Somewhere from beyond the grave. It says dusk. I wrote dusk.
gotta work on their branding.
Yeah. Pick a
And-
better word.
Penmanship is important.
It is.
That's what my third grade
Live
teacher
stream
kept trying to tell me.
bootleg. Thank you for listening or watching or however you consume this. Our plan is to be back next weekend with more Dungeon or Dragon and continued adventures in the search for a cult of something.
Goodbye.